I'm Jena Crafton, and I live in Eagle River, Alaska, and I'm 31. When I was 3 years old, I got diagnosed with an intellectual disability. Some people say I'm intellectual disability, but I'm a social genius. I meet a lot of people overseas. I helped my dad build the cabin down in Sterling, log cabin. I went dog sledding when I was really a small baby. I don't remember the age, but he put me under his parka and he went go dog sledding. And now and then he stopped and opened up the blanket because it's cold outside. And you're looking down and I'm all smiley. So that's how I get my smile from, I guess. In Guatemala, I met a family and they took us everywhere in Guatemala. I was meeting people and become friends with them. And the time we really feel like we family was I bring home a lot of people to the boat, and my sister was pretty upset with me a couple of times because like she's yelling at me, don't bring anybody home because you meet a lot of people. It's like a big village come to your sailboat, and we have 5 people on board. It kind of get kind of crowded, but the whole village come over, and Callie like, no more. And we met a family in South Africa. I love Africa. It's really cool. We saw like take us around in the cars, a safari, and we saw elephants, giraffes, hippos, wild dogs, hyenas, water buffalo. So my dad and met some person we met in Mexico a long time ago. So we went to in his footsteps going Papua New Guinea, and they talked about going to dance. So like a dinghy, it's a dinghy, like a big ship, and it's imagine have 5 people plus 2 more, and then the locals, and the guy having the big engine go in the water, and we had to go from A to B. We had to fly, and then we take the boat trip, and then we drove up the hill. And in the driving part was a funny story because it's like a World War II Jeep. When we leave, it's like coming down the mountain. We hit a bamboo tree. If we go down the mountain, I won't be here because the brakes was broken. And then it's the jungle too, so you have bamboo, all the trees everywhere, so you can't see where you're going, and you take a sharp turn and you hit the bamboo trees. And somebody was flying down, and all the locals came over and hugging, kissing, and said, "Are you okay? You okay?" Like, yeah, we okay because we so close, and we danced with them for 3 days and 3 nights because you make a bond. Yeah, it was so much fun. They came over and touched you because I have a brother and sister, and their hair is blonde with blue eyes. And they never saw blonde hair and blue eyes before. And they are like touching your forehead, your hair, like, yeah, that's cool. And then they have red paint. So they all sweaty from dancing. So they take them from the chest and put right over your forehead. Cause like, I guess you in the tribe now, like, phew, they put all over your forehead the paint. And Mom and Ben was in the audience cheering us on. They know me mostly because I talk funny, because nobody care about disability person, because, well, who want to take your time? Because I talk like Russian, but I can't talk Russian. I talk another language. Nobody can tell. Only people that know my language is my family and some of my friends. And math is sort of like Russian almost, because I have dyslexia, and it's hard because the numbers give you bad because my brain doesn't work with numbers. And each time people trying to down in your head, like, oh, what's 10 minus 20? I don't know. Like, I use a calculator. And the school, the teachers want you to understand the math because they want to fix you. This, I guess, who I am. I don't like math. Math is my weakness because I just don't get it. I had dyslexia, so my 9s and my 6s always mess me up. And I build on my strengths. So it's because teachers want to grill you all the time with math, and it's really frustrating. And want to just work on your, not your weaknesses, work on your strengths. Because if you work on your weaknesses so much, you believe in them, and they tear you up, and you can't do that because you work on the negative side. You want to be positive and work on your strengths. I guess the government, the way that controls people with disability people, we don't want to be controlled and tell what us can or can't do, because we here to speak for ourselves, because that's who we are and who I am, because we want to be independent, and how we live independent without the system. And the system never want to help you, because helping me and disability people, because they don't understand how they mind work different than everybody else's. And it's never helped me out because they don't understand, because I talk a different language, because I can't talk Russian, but I have another language people don't understand with. My mom and my dad and my sister, my brother can speak my language because I live with them for 24/7. They understand me. They get it. The system never get it. They don't want to help out disability people because they just don't understand, and they don't want to ever put a time to it to understand people like that. And I'm really different. I have a radar, so that's my secret. I have a radar, so I look at you and it's like, okay, this guy or this lady good, because the vibes you give can tell by the radar, and it's this who I am. I can't explain it. This when you have the red light, and how I meant is the radar. So if you're bad or not a good person, the radar is like flashing red lights. You're at the stop sign and go, red is bad, and yellow caution, and green like to go. that's my radar. I'm this visual learner because the way that they talk and they dress and they present themselves. So the red light and yellow light I was working at New York Times for 3 years. Never missed a work. Never been late. I was late for 5 minutes because of Dad. but anything else, I'm liable, dependable, never miss work. And the time I was outside of the house with my mom and dad don't with me was at the bus stop, and they're like, oh, they came home and say, hey, you want to come back to my place? Like, no. And this like red light, no, yellow light, and then red light, don't even. And I had to dress like a boy, and I just got off work, so I smell like chicken, and my hair's all messy. I'm in a like really grouchy mood because I smell like chicken. I said, get the point. I wear a wedding ring. Like, don't mess with me. I just don't want to be talked to, There's creepy guys at the bus stop want to talk to you, and the radar saying, do not talk to them. And Dad told me, if you talk to them, you get this, try not to, because they creepy. At the bus stop, it's like, not, this creepy. You don't know where they're going, because it's your social connection and this who I am and this help around the world. You just feeling connection and trust in people. Development, disability, self-advocate, open address for development, disability pride. So I made the t-shirts for disability pride last year, and I made them this year, but I don't know if going on with this virus, but I don't know. And I met the mayor of Anchorage, Alaska, and my radar came along, and like, he's a nice guy, nice mayor, and became friends. And I said, hey, can I get a job with you? So I want to get a job with the mayor, but it didn't go through yet. Second one is I invited to hold a seat on the Governor Council, Disabilities and Special Education, and that's going good. I like it so far. We have meetings right now, and we can't go anywhere. And then assisted in Hope Key Campaign Steering Committee. We met Hope Key Campaign in Juneau, Dad and I met Senator from Anchorage, Senator Jackson. And we did an open address, and we met a health commissioner, ECAO projects with Faith Kelly, or ECHO projects. I did a webinar on the vision with Kim Chapman on the state Alaska vision, and I got paid for it as a consul. And you can check the story on YouTube. And I did a community project with Kim, development, disability vision, person direct culture change, development, pride, and land, and Zumba classes, and peer power. That's all my volunteer projects. Trust your person, trying to make the person understand the disability person. It's because they don't have any, some people take off the street to work with people with disability. That's not okay, because they need more strengths. They need more work as well, like training. They need more training with people. My advice is to be careful with your attitude and your words, because if you want to have a special bond, to talk to them, and with the words, that you have to talk to them like you're talking to everybody else, and you have to be more positive with people, because if you're native, the disability person want to be native too. I like to be out of the system. Like, who wants SSI? Like, live off of it. Does it not make you happy because you get a check coming in the mail all the time? And for me, it's like a 10 sentence, because who want to live like that? Because if you think about it, it's not good for your head to be in that house and watching TV all the time. It make you feel dumb or stupid, because you want a meaningful life. You want to go out, get a dream job, because make a difference in the world, because you want to be a strong, independent woman or man to have a meaningful life. God put you on the earth to have a meaningful life. He doesn't want you to put you in the system and forget about you. If I can be like a life coach or personal training to help disability get in shape, that'd be awesome for everybody. Because if you disability people a little bit scared of going to the gym and working out. And who want to work out with the skinny person that don't understand any disability people? You got to have like a connection and like to be a speaker one day. And I'd love to be a senator one day. Because if you think about it, I want to challenge everybody to, if you think about it, go out in the community and talk to disability people and see what their real jobs are. Because they don't want to stuck home and watching shows and eating bad, and because that's the government think, oh, they're helping everybody, helping disability people. But we do them backwards, because disability people have a meaningful life and they want to do something with what their dream job's about, and it costs less money. So you need to have a life coach to help out people get in better shape and a meaningful life, because disability people want to do something right in their life. They want to wake up and say, oh, I go to work every day. I'm doing something special in their life. You can't do anything if you put your mind to it, and I will and I am. You am special. And you got to be special and stay true to yourself.